Storm Tracker 9 weather with Chief Meteorologist Justin Stapleton.
Sunny skies outside so far this afternoon. Nice looking afternoon across the coast, all the way inland up into the mountains. A little hazy. Easterly winds are continuing to keep the Cascades a little hazy and smoky from the Pole Creek fire. Meanwhile, if you look out on the visual satellite here, we've got a little bit of a marine layer just kind of drifting its way southward. You can see those northerly winds as the high pressure continues to build in. Otherwise, it's been pretty quiet today. Started off nice and cool this morning, down to around 40 degrees here in the valley. And because we had a little bit of cloud cover for about 2 hours, that kind of stunted our growth in terms of how warm we got today. Other places down the Umpqua certainly got up into the upper 70s and low 80s, but I think everybody tomorrow, as that high continues to build in, is going to have a better shot at that. A little weak disturbance bringing in some cloud cover off of the western Washington coastline, and that's about all we've got to report in the northwest. Pretty quiet night here so far. 71 degrees in Corvallis, 72 here in Eugene. You can see a little warmer down in Roseburg, 78, 52 out towards Newport. So the marine clouds just kind of stuck there across much of the central coast and actually brought visibility down to around 1 mile with a little bit of drizzle and mist. A little warmer as you get down to Florence at 58, 67 on top of Willamette Pass, and a pair of 72s out towards La Pine and also into Bend. So as we go overnight tonight, I'm going to keep a chance for just maybe an hour or two of some cloud cover here in the valley because the temperatures are going to fall down to the low 40s. And again, the air temperature and the dew point shows how much moisture is in the air. You get those two numbers together, and that's what forms a saturated air mass a la a cloud, which is basically fog on the ground. 48 out towards the coast. You know the coast will see the little few morning clouds, and I do think we'll keep clear skies out towards Roseburg overnight tonight. So clear and cool, certainly until after midnight for sure. Then tomorrow we warm up back into the low 80s, in some spots. We'll also be looking fairly mild as we go to the weekend, and maybe by this time next week we could be looking at our first fall storm. We'll have to watch for that. Otherwise, high temperatures are going to stay remaining above average. The only day today a little below average, around 74 is our average for this time of year. So we'll keep things kind of mild in the forecast, courtesy of these two areas of high pressure that are sitting over top of us. A just monster storm blasting its way into southern Alaska. Tail end of that, the cold front will start to get a little closer to us, but because it's going to run into both of those highs, it will kind of chew it up before it gets on shore here. But I'll show you as we go to the precision cast tomorrow afternoon. We keep the clear skies, roll it in towards Friday. You see the marine clouds push back in, and then the rain makes it probably a couple hundred miles offshore and then just kind of falls apart as it gets closer to us. But it's an indication those storms are getting stronger out there in the Pacific, and it's only a matter of time before they'll be back. So we'll see a bit of a cloud cover start for the coast to get back to sunny skies tomorrow afternoon. Then as we go to Friday and Saturday, what's left of that front gets close enough that it is going to push the clouds back. I do think we'll pick up some drizzle on Saturday morning. And then right now, if that storm, again, 7 days out, if it materializes and holds, we could be looking at some significant rain better than what we've seen most of the early fall here by next Wednesday and Thursday. We'll keep our eye on that. In the Umpqua, sunny and warm tomorrow, 87 down to the low 80s for the weekend, but still a fairly pleasant and warm forecast before we get into next week. Cascades, sunny and hazy for the next day or so with temperatures in the low to mid 70s. We'll be at around 80 degrees out in Bend and Redmond. I do think we'll see some smoke out there as well for the next couple of days. And then finally here in the valley, warm one tomorrow, back to around 79 to probably 81, 82 degrees. And then falling off just a bit. Keep a little more cloud cover on Saturday because of what's left over, the leftovers of that front coming through. And then if you peek all the way out towards next Wednesday, that's when we start to cool down. And for folks that like those fall storms, fingers crossed, this could be the first big one of the season.
That's hard to imagine right now.
Yeah, we'll see.
Thanks, Justin.
Yeah.